You're listening to Interviews, the podcast that cracks the entrepreneurship code. I'm your host, Laurent Autin. I'm an entrepreneur, coach to entrepreneurs, and startup mentor with more than 20 years' experience running companies and advising entrepreneurs. Being an entrepreneur is the most difficult job there is. There are no practical guidelines. So join me every week and learn how you can better navigate your entrepreneurship journey and become an exceptional entrepreneur. This is episode 10 of my special series, The Entrepreneur Alphabet. I created this series so you can understand what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur and therefore avoid being the bottleneck in your business. I share practical A to Z insights across 26 short episodes. Yes, 26 like the number of letters in the alphabet. And today we cover the letter J for journey. But before moving further, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you never miss any new episode. In episode 7, G for Grit, I already mentioned that entrepreneurship is a life game with an infinite number of levels. I referred to entrepreneurship being like a construction that never ends. Hence, I was talking about the importance of cultivating grit because it will help you move forward when the construction stops. Listen to that episode if you missed it. In today's episode, I want to insist on the fact that entrepreneurship is a lifelong process. You're in for the long run. You will breathe it every single second of your life. It's like eat, be an entrepreneur, sleep, repeat. You know when it starts, but you never know when it ends. Chances are it will never end because you're so addicted to it. You're such a different human being that you wouldn't know what else to do. That's why being an entrepreneur is a calling. That's why it's not for everybody. The other aspect that you need to understand is that success will not happen overnight if it ever happens. You see, entrepreneurship is like watering a plant. First, you don't see too much progress, but if you persist, if you continue to do it properly, feed it, take proper measures to make sure it's growing strong, eventually the plant will blossom and you will yield results. How long will it take? Well, that depends on so many factors, from your product to your business skills and your luck, that it's impossible for me to give you an answer. What I know though is that success is never a straight line. What I also know is that many people make the mistake to compare themselves to others and try to achieve success based on what they see others achieve or what they hear others say about it. But everyone is unique. You're not Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or whomever you admire. You are you. So if you don't want to be disappointed, instead of looking at success from a general perspective and from what others say about it, I would suggest you take a moment and define what success would actually look like for you today. Your definition of success will evolve over time as your business grows and your environment evolves. But that's perfectly fine, because entrepreneurship is a journey. You're in for the long run, remember. So you should treat it as such. It's not a race. I know so many entrepreneurs who move from one goal to the other as fast as they can, like their life depends on it. I get it, you want to be successful, fine, but at what cost? What's the point of running from one peak to the other without stopping to enjoy the view? It's like mountain climbers who would prepare all their life to climb the Everest And once they reach the top, they won't take a moment to look at what must be one of the best views in the world. I know what you're going to tell me. If I don't move fast, I may well lose that opportunity and get crushed by my competitors. Alright, but consider the following. If you move fast, you may well make mistakes along the way because you're rushing into it. Worse, you may end up burning out. And the results will be the same. You will be crushed by your competitors. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, it's not a race. It's an infinite game, like Simon Sinek says. There are no losers or winners. What's going on is that you create the race in your head. You decide you want to be a winner. But a winner of what exactly? The largest market shares? The Entrepreneur of the Year award? The best company of the year? The fastest growth of the year? Don't let your ego run the show. You know, that opportunity, the one you're afraid of missing out, will still be there tomorrow. Nothing will happen if you don't reply to that email right now. Yes, it's important to be fast, but it's more important to take the time to be fast. My CrossFit coach always reminds us the following before we start a workout. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. In other words, if you go all out at the beginning of the workout, like a lot of people do, you will quickly burn out and you won't be able to finish it. Better to go slow, but never stops. Focus on the technique and allow yourself to enjoy the workout even though it's hard and you're struggling. So slowing down and taking the time to enjoy your journey, not the destination, may well make you a more solid entrepreneur. You see, the journey, it's much longer, much bigger, more important than the destination. The journey is every day. Too many entrepreneurs are focused on, I got to get to there, I got to get to that peak, and when they get to that peak, well, they naturally look at the next peak without stopping. Again, what's the point? A young and bright entrepreneur in his early 30s once asked me about the difference between my 30s and my 40s. I always enjoy the challenge of a great question because it allows me to reflect. So I told him that the main contrast compared to the younger me 12, 15 years ago is that I now feel more in control of my life. I used to follow the flow, working, eating, sleeping and repeating, partying too much too, jumping around from one place to another, from one task to another, without taking the time to enjoy the journey. I'm talking both on a professional and personal level. I was moving at 150% all the time. I wasn't living the moments because I was too focused on the destination. Once I got where I wanted to be, I'd set another goal and so on. Because of that, I missed out on many of the gifts life throws at you, such as enjoying the company of my kids or simply doing absolutely nothing for a while and just be present. Today, being more in control means I'm able to remind myself to stop from time to time, to look around me, to be grateful for all I have, and to refill my motivation bucket to continue my journey. Plus, it's a useful skill to have as a coach because I need to be present when I'm in a coaching session with my clients. Today, I understand the importance of the journey versus the destination. It's a question of finding the right balance, knowing when to push hard and when to slow down a little. It's a question of keeping that accountability for myself so I can work smarter and be more efficient. So, here's a question for you to conclude. When was the last time you took a step back and enjoyed the view? Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your network so we can inspire as many entrepreneurs as possible. See you next time. Bye for now.